back with another video, folks. Time to see if Black Widow's a traitor or not. Have you always been an X-Man?
I've been a part of just about anything you could name. The Avengers, Alpha Flight. Heck, I've even been a Horseman of Apocalypse.
You were a villain?
Oh yeah. Bad guys have managed to get their hooks into me a couple of times. The Hand's been the most recent.
What did the Hand do to you?
They brainwashed me and turned me into an enemy of the state. I was running around attacking everyone I used to work with. Thanks to Fury, I got back to myself. Then Elektra and I went and paid the Hand a little visit, just to set things straight.
Thanks,
No
Sweet.
problem.
Wow, talk about a mind blower. How could Nick have kept that information from us? How could he not tell us he suspected what Doom's plans were all along?
What's with you and the Human Torch?
We may take shots at each other, but it's all in fun. Johnny's a good kid, even if he is like a little yipping poodle most of the time.
There are times when it seems like you two hate each other.
Nah, you got it all wrong. I love you, little darling. I only get the urge to clobber him once in a while.
Thanks, Thing.
No problem.
So, are you ready for Niflheim? From what I've heard, it's quite an amazing place.
What have you heard about Niflheim?
There's a mountain there known as Raven Spire. It's supposed to be some sort of special zone where very powerful magic can be performed.
Why is it so special?
It's a focal point of Asgardian magic. An average sorcerer could become very, very powerful while at the top of the mountain.
So how are things at the X-Mansion?
I think everyone's about ready for Weasel to leave.
What do you mean?
Colossus came back late last night after a week-long trip to Russia. He found Weasel in the kitchen and wound up putting him through a wall. Karma managed to get between them and explain who Weasel was.
Thanks, Storm.
Come back anytime, my friend.
Hi.
Hello, Sue. You have a son named Franklin?
Yes, when I was pregnant with him, I stepped down from active duty, and Crystal took my place in the Fantastic Four.
Who is Crystal?
She's one of the Inhumans. While Crystal was a member of the team, she was Johnny's girlfriend. But as things tend to go with my brother, it wasn't a long-lasting relationship.
Who are the Inhumans?
They were the results of the Kree having experimented on humans during our Stone Age. Their goal was to build an army of super soldiers to aid in the war against the Skrull. The Kree did succeed in creating humans with supernatural abilities, but they abandoned the experiment. And the Inhumans are the result.
Thank you, Sue.
It was my pleasure.
I remember you. Weren't we on that one mission where we did that one thing against that one guy and we won?
Yes. Are you friends with Weasel?
Oh yeah, me and Weasel go way back. I saved him from a life of drudgery, working at some high-paying job. Thanks to me, he's hiding out in rat holes and dodging bullets as a mercenary of the information highway.
Wow, that's really something.
Tell me about it. I mean, who needs a cushy job and security when you can have adventure, the promise of a short life?
Can Weasel be trusted?
He's like the ultimate Boy Scout. Unless, of course, money's involved. He'd sell his grandma's walking cane for $1. As a matter of fact, I bought his grandma's walking cane for $1.
Can we trust the information he got?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Maybe. A bit. No. He's probably making it all up.
Nice talking to you, Deadpool.
Ooh. Want to hear me play the 1812 Overture with my armpit?
News of my father is most disturbing. We should leave for Niflheim immediately.
Do you think I might be in trouble?
Many would trust in his strength and say Odin cannot be defeated.
You doubt that.
Yes. With Loki involved, my father could be in great danger. There is no telling what the god of evil has planned.
Have you heard of the Destroyer armor?
I have battled it several times, and it truly is invincible. The metal it is constructed of is harder than Uru,
What's Uru?
a mystical metal known only to Asgard. It is even harder than adamantium. My hammer, the Mjolnir, is constructed of it, as are several other enchanted weapons of my people.
How did you get your hammer?
It was given to me by my father, Odin. It is enchanted so that only those it deems noble enough can lift it. My father had me endure many trials so that I would become worthy of Mjolnir. There were many times I would measure my success by seeing how far I could lift it from the ground.
Has anyone else lifted the hammer?
Yes, my father, the X-Man named Storm, Captain America, and Beta Ray Bill.
Who is Beta Ray Bill?
An alien who, after a great many trials, became the protector of his people. He picked up my hammer not knowing its true power, and Mjolnir deemed him worthy to lift it.
Thanks, Thor.
You are welcome, my friend.
Your friend Weasel continues to stare at me.
Are you Weasel?
Interested. Romantically? Please. I just ate.
He has a crush on you.
This is absurd. How could a toad like that even think he is worthy of the affections of the great Valkyrie?
Do you only gather fallen warriors from Asgard?
In years gone by, I was able to gather warriors from Earth. But I was recently told we were no longer allowed to do that.
Why?
It was by order of Odin. An order I do not agree with. But it is not my place to argue with the mightiest of the gods.
So why don't you go over and meet Weasel?
I assume you are joking. I would sooner stick both hands in the mouth of Fenris as talk to that pasty-faced human.
I like him once you get to know him.
Nay, I say to you, he smells of greasy food and breathes through his mouth.
Thanks, Valkyrie.
I bid thee good day.
Hey, could you, go talk to Valkyrie and, see if she's interested in getting to know me a little better?
You think she's interested in you?
Oh, please. If there's one thing I know, it's women. I've got like a sixth sense, and I'm thinking Valkyrie's got her eye on me.
How are things at the X-Mansion?
I've had enough of the place. Now that I'm done with this job, I'm splitting.
Where will you go?
Like I tell you, then Fury find out and he'd throw me in prison. Once things have cooled down, I'll contact you for my pay.
Always a pleasure, Weasel.
Don't I know it? That password you gave me into Black Widow's account was perfect. I got all the info I need to prove she's a traitor.
What did you find out?
Well, sweet little Black Widow has traveled to Latveria several times in the last few weeks. And get this, a large amount of cash was recently wired to her account. Now Fury's gotta believe she's working for Dr. Doom.
You're right. I'm gonna go talk to Fury right now.
Alright, I'm here. What was so important that we couldn't discuss it outside?
Colonel Fury, we think Black Widow might be a spy for Dr. Doom.
We found a laptop that belonged to Black Widow back on the helicarrier. It held detailed security information on a SHIELD think tank known as the Imperium.
We also discovered that large amounts of money have been transferred to her bank account, and she has recently made trips to Latveria.
Why are you spying on my personnel when you should be focusing on the Masters of Evil?
What's wrong with you, Fury? Didn't you hear a word they said? Black Widow's selling the Imperium to Doom.
You've got it all wrong. Doom broke into the Imperium a month ago and stole some very top-secret plans. Black Widow had that laptop because she'd been given the job of upgrading the security there.
But what about the money and the trips to Latveria?
I had sent her to Latveria in hopes of bribing one of Doom's people to get back a particular plan he stole.
What is so important about this particular plan, Colonel?
It's called Operation Allfather. It was developed in case the Asgardians ever became a threat to us. Dealt with stealing Odin's power using the Twilight Sword.
So that's what Doom's been up to. He's out to become the most powerful god in Asgard. And you knew all along.
I was never completely sure.
Well, I think you can be now. I only hope we didn't find out too late.
Agreed. We had best get to Niflheim quickly and save Odin before Doom is able to complete his scheme.
Alright. Time to do this. In the next video. What in the